Your Family's Health is a program that focuses on healthcare issues and resources available to you here in Nassau County. On the show, we speak to experts from around the country to keep you up to date on current healthcare issues and trends. And today, we're going to be speaking to Charline Guegan about Alopecia Areata and NAAF. Very, very interesting. So if you want to know more about how to stay healthy in Nassau County, stay tuned for the next half hour to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. So welcome to the show, Charline Guegan. I pronounced it correctly, correct?
It's fine, thank you.
Oh, it's fine. So Charline, tell us a little bit. You know, this is kind of a topic that, this is the first time that I have ever interviewed a student nurse on Your Family's Health, and it's a huge topic. And when you first presented it to me, I thought it was amazing that this is what we have to do for each other in order to survive. A lot of things happen in our lives and we need support. So a lot of this is about the NAAF and how they support people with alopecia areata. But tell us a little bit about you. I know you're a nursing student here at Nassau Community College. So just give us a little introduction about who is Charline Guegan. I went back to Guegan. Who is Charline?
Who am I? I am a student nurse from Nassau Community College, like you said. I am 26 years old. I'm from France, where I grew my entire life. I came here 5 years ago, and I have had alopecia since I was a toddler. I probably started losing my hair at 18 months old, then it grew back. Then 3.5, it was all gone. What else to tell about me? I don't know.
Well, what about, okay, so now you've introduced the topic that we came together today to talk about. So what is alopecia areata? Alopecia
areata is an autoimmune disorder that is your immune system goes against your body, like in other autoimmune disorders like celiac disease, diabetes type 1, and hypothyroidism. It's in the case of alopecia, it attacks your hair follicles, and like your immune system doesn't recognize it as self anymore, and it goes against it. Like when you have the flu, and it goes against the flu and it tries to kill the bacteria or the virus and everything. And so it goes around your hair follicles and basically suffocate them, and your hair just falls out. And it starts with like a little patch that's like a quarter. It's like a perfect circle. It's like a quarter size here, and then can grow back and can be in your beard, can be in your hair, in your head. So that's how it starts. And then it can spread or just stay contained.
So you brought up the idea that it's an autoimmune disease, which is really, people would never think about it, you know. And I know from my experience with having seen alopecia in beards and in partial hair loss for women and men in different spots, that was my experience with it. You are absolutely the first time I've ever really met somebody that actually had total hair loss, and from such an early age. I never thought of it that way. And there are some things that can trigger it, but I know diabetes, you mentioned diabetes type 1, right? That's considered also an autoimmune disease, and it's triggered by a virus. So these things are so similar. Well, were you a healthy toddler up till 3 or 18 months? Was there anything wrong with you? I mean, other than that you were fresh or something like that? You were a normal, healthy kid growing up in France?
I would say, Mom would say probably that I was a pain in the neck because I would not eat. I just was this skinny little thing, and she couldn't make me eat anything. But some kids go through that. It's not just me. But other than that, I was fine. I think it was just a lot of stress going on around that time. My parents weren't rich. Like, they were trying to make it out. And, I was an accident. That's not a secret. But, so they were the first one who finds a job goes for it, and the other stays home and take care of the kids. So my mom found the job, so my dad was taking care of me until I was 2. And we were living with my grandparents, my grandfather, and we were trying to just survive at that point. But we made it, and it was great. And then my mom got pregnant with my sister when I was about 2.5, 3, which was all already going. But then this add to it. My mom was in the hospital when she was 6 months pregnant because she was having preeclampsia. So it was a lot of stress. My grandfather was sick, so it was just like a lot of stress. And I don't know if I just made myself sicker to be like my grandfather and my mom, to support them. I'll be sick with you. Or if I was just like, I'm going to be sick, so you're going to look at me. I'm not sure which side of the spectrum I was on, but that's what happened.
That's what happened. But you know what? For a little guy, a little person, I think sometimes we don't realize what they're thinking. I mean, let's face it, I've never asked any of my kids at 2 or 3, how do you feel about being left with a babysitter for a while? And then, and how do you feel about not seeing your mom for a bit? So I think those things now, because like you said, you're 27, so I think now, and at least here, I think they're recognizing that in the healthcare setting, where if a woman is hospitalized and she has a child, that they probably try to do some bonding. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I haven't been in that situation, but I would like to think that. So then, you're saying we're a skinny little thing. You're still a skinny little thing. But does nutrition play a part in, it plays a part in hair growth, period, everything, skin.
Everything, yeah.
But do you really think that it played a part? Like people that you've met that have alopecia as well, do you find that this is something common that you all talk about, that you've had this, a kind of a stressful incident as a child, and that kind of precursed the whole immunodeficiency problem? Yeah, we could make up a whole term now for this. But do you find that people that you've met, and you've met them through NAF, which is, you're going to explain that in a little bit, do you find that this is really one of the things that you all had in common, that there was something stressful?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I met a lot of people. I've only been to 2 conferences, so I've only met like 1,500 people. No, there's stress.
I don't think I know 1,500 people, okay? So
no, there's stress. Like people will lose their hair at their 40th birthday, on their 50th birthday, like midlife crisis, like you lose your hair. Right before their wedding, they'll have like a hair loss. So stress is definitely a factor in there. But then I don't know about when they were children. Like stress is a factor for sure, but then there's heredity, and like it's in your genes. So I was the only one with the alopecia in my family. But then we found out my sister and my dad had the diabetes type 1, which now we know are kind of connected. So I'm like, well, they got the diabetes, I got the alopecia. I think I may have gotten the best part of this deal, but I'm not going to say anything. And, but no, people have like, I don't know, I guess there's stress and there's heredity and environment, and like there's a lot of factors in there.
Well, that's really very, it's basic stuff, and we know about it, but it's really the first time I've ever thought about it like this. Can you tell us a little bit about NAAF?
The NAF.
Yeah, NAF. Yeah, I got that right.
NAF. So it's the National Alopecia Areata Foundation, and they're based in San Francisco. And it's basically a foundation that's there to find a cure and help people with alopecia areata in their everyday life. And there's support system, there's phone numbers to call if you need just to vent to somebody, and they'll listen to you and they'll help you. They have a conference every year. So I went to 2, and this year is in Miami at the end of June. I think it's 22nd to 25th. It's like Thursday to Sunday, and it's a great time. And they have camp for the children from 5 to 17. The kids go to camp, and they're all the children all together, and they have a great time. And the grown-ups go on the grown-up part of the plant and the weekend, and we have like super groups and makeup sessions if we want to learn how to do makeup and make eyebrows on our face. But no, and it's just great to be able to talk to people that know what you're going through, because at home your parents may be supportive and everything, but they might not know exactly what you're going through because they're not going through it themselves. So meeting with those people is just like a great opportunity.
And it's more recent that you've met with others that have alopecia. So when you were diagnosed, I don't know, is it a diagnosis or is it just it is a diagnosis. So you were diagnosed as a youngster and you had the diagnosis of the alopecia areata. What else went along with it? Was there anything else? Any other skin problems, or totally it was just the hair follicles?
I lost my nails, my fingernails. They fell out. I don't know why. Skin and nails are, hair and nails and skin is all connected. But my fingernails, they all fell out. And then they regrew. But like it was very weird. Like you just took your nails out. and they would just fall out. It was very weird. And I was young, so I was like 5, 6 years old, not even, like probably 4 because I was still living out there. My nails were falling out. My hair was gone. I had a patch on one eye because I get to make it the other work more because I was already wearing glasses. I was a mess. I was a beauty queen, as you can imagine. But
what did you think? What did you think? Did you say, Mom, fix this?
I was like, what's happening? Why is everything falling out of me, literally? But I was just like, we were in this little village, and it was just like, I was like, okay.
What was the first time that you noticed that you had, you probably noticed very early, but what was the first time that you had someone, you realized the impact it had on someone looking at you?
Well, when people are like, oh, is that your son? My dad's like, yeah, it's my kid, because like I would be wearing like those baseball hats and be like, yeah, it's my daughter. But like that being taken for a boy, I think that traumatized me, but because then for like 10, 15 years I would be wearing pink every day. Every day I would be wearing something pink to just make sure people didn't see me as a boy anymore. So like from like the minute I was able to pick my clothes and tell my mom I want to wear this, and I wore pink every day. Like in college in France, I was called Pink Lady because I would be wearing pink.
And then they have a line of clothing that says pink across everything too. But
now I'm much better. I don't wear pink anymore as much. So I guess it's a big step for me.
Like you mentioned that the hereditary factor. How about a gender? We know men go bald. Is that still alopecia?
No, there's something different. That's like male baldness pattern baldness, something like that. That's different. They're still losing hair, but it's not the autoimmune disorder. So no, it attacks. It goes to everybody. There's no discrimination in alopecia areata. Black, white, Hispanic, everybody gets it. No age. Like you can get it when you're young. You can get it when you're 40. It's like for everyone out there.
Now, what is the deciding diagnostic test?
Well, it's like the round patch, basically, that little circle patch.
Yeah.
Perfect diagnosis. You could have a biopsy done, but you don't have to. They'll look at it and be like, and then there's like those hair, they look like exclamation points, marks, and that's what also helps diagnosing it. But you go to a dermatologist and you'll know right away. You've seen it. So
the dermatologist. So in order for you to say, I have alopecia areata, and this is it, I have alopecia areata, and you don't know whether it's going to come back at any time.
No.
So it just has to be something that I can't imagine trying to explain it to a 5 or 6 year old, and I can't imagine what a 5 or 6 year old or 7 or 8 or 9 year old goes through, but. So anyone that suspects it, would you recommend they go to a dermatologist?
Yes, I would.
Is there anything a dermatologist can do, though?
Well, if it's early on, you might try to put like some corticosteroid cream on or anything that will maybe try to help. You can have steroid shots in your head, which is painful as it sounds, and you might gain weight. I mean, steroids have a lot of side effects, so you might want to consider it. But like when you're older, okay, but my parents didn't want to do anything to me because I was a child and I was too young, and they want to...
And you were a skinny little thing.
Yeah.
And they were afraid. You know what? This is the perfect time for a break. You're listening to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College at 90.3 WHPC. This is Joan Buckley, and we've been speaking with Charline Guegan, and we will continue speaking to her after this short break.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. My name is Harvey Lauer, and I'm 82. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My folks got me a little radio in 1940, and that was the best Christmas present I ever got. When I was 11 years old is when I started to play music, play the piano, and then the accordion, and then the cello. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
It's Meals on Wheels. 1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.